This week we'll be learning about surrealism and making our own surreal collage. Surrealism is a style of art that looks like a scene from a dream, and sometimes it might even look like a nightmare. This painting here is by the artist Salvador Dali. There's clocks melting, there's ants on top of a clock that's covered in honey, there's this weird creature, all in a landscape painting. And these kinds of things don't actually happen in real life, but it might happen in your dreams. So this painting is surrealism. It looks like a kind of a creepy dream. This painting is by the artist Joan Miro. And this one, there's so much different things going on. There's weird creatures. There's something that looks like an ear floating. There's so much interesting things going on that we wouldn't see in real life, but we might see in dreams. Rene Magritte has a floating fruit in front of this man's face. Max Ernst, he has these really weird creatures fighting each other. Leonora Carrington, again, weird creatures, and it's kind of really creepy, but it might look like it's a scene from a dream. Now let's look at some surreal collages. Collage is a style of art where you cut out pieces of paper or photographs and glue it on to make your artwork. So this artist, Ernesto Artillo, he's famous for cutting out pictures of people and flowers and other things and gluing it together to make surreal collages. So even though these are not paintings and they are made of cut out pieces of paper, it still kind of looks like it's from a dream by having things combined with each other, like half of this guy's face is a flower. Again, it wouldn't happen in real life, but it might happen in a dream. Another artist, Sarah Eisenlohr, she cuts out pictures and glues it onto a background that doesn't actually really match. The way she puts these ladies on this beach picture makes them look like giants. And again, this girl sleeping in the mountains looks really, really big. Surreal art is very interesting. There's no rules because anything can happen in a dream. I have this video in this week's assignment that talks a little bit more about surrealism, so please watch this video as well. Here is today's art project. Today our goal is to envision. Envisioning is using your imagination to decide how to make your art. So this week, I'm going to have you guys pick a photograph. I have some photographs linked to this week's assignment. You can pick one of the photographs from that, or you can cut out pictures from magazines or newspapers or old books that you're throwing away and use photographs from there as well. Once you cut out your photograph, you're going to glue it onto your art paper, and then you're going to look at the photo and envision how can you draw the rest of that photograph. Once you envision what your drawing is going to look like, you're going to draw it and color it. In the next section, I will show you my example. I'm going to show you my surreal collage. So these are the pictures that are linked to this week's assignment. Again, you can pick one of these or even a few of these to glue on your drawing paper. Or, again, if you have magazines or cutout pictures that you have at your house that you want to use, even pictures of yourself, that is okay too. First step is to pick which photograph you want to use. I think I want to use this one. Maybe I'll do two. And I like this funny picture too. So I'm going to cut these out. Once you picked your photograph, you're going to cut it out. And you can decide how you want to cut it out. Include as much of the photo as you want and cut off as much as you want. I think I want just the head and the hand. So remember, with scissors, don't chomp your scissors. Just nibble little by little. Remember to turn the paper instead of turning your hand, because that will be really hard to cut with. And try and always develop your craft. Cut as neatly as you can. I have one photograph now, and I'm going to cut this one out too. Okay, so I have my two photographs cut out now. I think today I'm going to use colored paper for my drawing paper, but if you want to just use regular white paper, that's okay too. Next, I'm going to decide how I want to glue this on the paper. So I'm going to envision what kind of things do I want to draw. Okay, now I have a really good idea, so I know where I'm going to start to glue. So now you could use bottle glue or stick glue. And just a quick review, if you're going to use stick glue, just get a little bit. Put the glue all the way on the edges. And glue it on. Make sure you press it down. If you're using bottle glue, make sure you shake it. And then Make sure you're touching the paper with the orange part. Not a lot around the edges. Never squeeze from high up because then you get a big messy blob. Once you're done, make sure you close your blue bottle. And then I think I'm going to put my bunny upside down. Remember that surrealism is kind of like a dream. So there's no rules. You can do things upside down, you can do things sideways, you can combine things however way you want. So it is totally up to you. Now once you have your paper glued on your background, you're going to start to draw. You can use whatever drawing and painting tool you want. I think I'll use crayons and watercolor paint. And I think I want this photograph to turn into a dinosaur. And then it looks like this picture has a string attached to an animal. I'm gonna envision what my weird dinosaur girl creature would have as a pet. I think she would have a crab as a pet. And you can absolutely make up your own creatures too. You don't have to draw dinosaurs, crabs. You can make up different things. Now envisioning what I'm gonna do with the bunny. I think he's gonna be hanging from something. Oh, and maybe his body's a bat because bats like to hang. And maybe I want to do some doodles around it too. So part of surrealism is coming up with crazy stuff that you didn't even know was in your head. So I would like you to envision some parts of your drawing, but also you can try letting your mind do the drawing for you. Once you have your drawing, then make sure you color in some spots too. We're going to practice coloring neatly to develop our craft. I'm going to be using watercolor paint to color in, but again, you guys can use whatever you want. Okay, here's my finished surreal collage painting. And when you're finished, make sure you take a picture and send it to me through our Sonia or Canvas. Remember that there's no rules. You can cut and paste, you can draw, you can paint to make your own surreal, dreamlike piece of art.